Welcome to our third brutal AI review video. This one is a doozy. Alright, buckle in folks, because Star Wars Outlaws is one of the most profoundly underwhelming dumpster fires I've seen in recent gaming history. If you've got 7 minutes to spare, I'm about to eviscerate this game in detail, starting with its absolute train wreck of an open world, down to its cookie-cutter characters, and ending with how it perfectly demonstrates Ubisoft's glaring incompetence in game design. So, you're probably wondering, hey, it's Star Wars, how bad can it be? Well, congratulations, you've just set yourself up for the biggest disappointment of the year. This game isn't just a letdown, it's a colossal kick in the face to Star Wars fans, casual gamers, and even sentient beings in general. Let's start with the premise. You play as Kayves, a scoundrel who's apparently trying to scrape her way through the galaxy between the events of Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Sounds cool, right? Wrong. Kay has the personality of a wet sock, and her sidekick, Nix, is about as useful as a fart in a spacesuit. You'll spend the majority of the game wondering why they even bothered giving these characters any backstory, because nothing about them feels fleshed out. Now, the open world aspect, what a disgusting joke. Ubisoft promised this sprawling galaxy for you to explore, but what you actually get is a series of dead, hollow planets that are more lifeless than the empty shell Ubisoft calls a creative team. You land on these planets expecting dynamic environments, bustling cities, and fascinating alien life. But no, all you get are copy-pasted NPCs with a handful of scripted dialogue, recycled assets from past Ubisoft titles, and a universe that feels like it's running on a effing shoestring budget. It's a sandbox, all right, but one where someone forgot to add the sand. You'll run around, checking off stupid fetch quests and grinding through mundane side missions that add nothing to the story or character development. They're there to pad the game because Ubisoft knows they can't build a compelling narrative to save their lives. Oh, and the much-touted exploration mode, yeah, it's just Ubisoft painting everything yellow so you don't get lost. Turn it off and you'll still be guided like a effing toddler, because God forbid you have to use your brain for 2 seconds. Let's move on to the combat, which feels like it was designed by someone who's never played a video game in their life. Kay has a blaster with 3 modes: basic plasma, ion for shields and droids, and power for charged shots. Yet somehow none of these are satisfying. The shooting feels clunky and the aim assist is so overbearing it's like Ubisoft assumes we're playing with our eyes closed. Turn it off and you'll realize the aiming is still garbage, but at least you can feel the full force of the mediocrity they built into this system. And don't even get me started on stealth. You're sneaking around like a second-rate thief, using your little sidekick Nix to distract guards. The AI is so brain-dead that they barely react to anything unless you're standing right in front of them, waving a neon sign that says, "Hey, shoot me." The stealth mechanics are shallow, repetitive, and make you want to abandon any pretense of playing carefully because it's just so effing boring after the first few missions. Oh, and by hour 10, it's the same thing over and over again. Sneak, distract, knock out a guard, rinse, repeat until you're ready to set your console on fire. As for the story, well, what story? The plot is so shallow, it makes a kiddie pool look like the effing ocean. Kayves and her struggles are about as engaging as watching paint dry. The dialogue is cliché-ridden with no emotional depth. The game tries to convince you that you're a rogue outlaw making tough moral choices, but in reality it's just surface-level nonsense that feels like an afterthought. You'll end up not caring about the syndicates or any of the criminal factions because they're all forgettable stereotypes. By the time you hit the game's main plot points, you'll be wondering, why did I even bother? The twists are predictable, the stakes are non-existent, and the characters? Let's just say they'd probably get out-acted by a bag of rocks. Now, in terms of technical performance, Ubisoft managed to do one thing right. The game looks decent. Sure, the planets might be empty, but at least they're pretty in their mind-numbingly dull way. Visually, it's polished enough, with some nice lighting effects and well-rendered environments. But visuals alone do not save a game, especially when the gameplay loop is so fundamentally broken. Bugs? Oh yeah, plenty of them. Characters glitching out, wonky physics, and the kind of jankiness you'd expect from a game that clearly wasn't finished. It's a half-baked mess that leaves you wondering where the F your $70 went. So in summary, Star Wars Outlaws is a steaming pile of wasted potential. Ubisoft had the audacity to slap the Star Wars label on this half-assed project and sell it to us like it's something worth playing. It's not. Avoid this like the plague and let Ubisoft know we're not falling for this bullshit anymore. Final score: an extremely generous 2 out of 10. A beautiful but empty galaxy of broken mechanics, a boring story, and Ubisoft's signature lazy open-world design. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to like and subscribe for more brutal AI reviews. Thanks for watching and thank you for your support.